For the first time since 1994, the United States men's national team will step onto a World Cup pitch as the tournament host. The burden for this squad is unique. They aren't just playing for points. They are playing to satisfy a generation of fans inside a stadium of 70,000 people. On paper, their opening opponent shouldn't be the story. Paraguay is currently 39th in the global rankings, 25 spots behind the Americans. But the gap between rankings and reality is where these games are often lost. When a team is expected to dominate, they become susceptible to the exact kind of tactical bait Paraguay is designed to offer. This chart compares Paraguay's official ranking against recent form. Despite a low rank, their 8-match unbeaten streak shows a team playing far above their baseline. That streak includes direct results against Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay, the region's 3 most dominant programs. Beating a Brazilian side loaded with elite talent requires a level of organization and discipline that many top 20 nations struggle to maintain. Coach Gustavo Alfaro has built this team to be a defensive machine. They don't look to control the ball, they look to compress the space and wait for the precise moment to strike. For an American team that wants to play high-tempo, expansive soccer, Paraguay represents the most dangerous kind of opposition, one that refuses to engage on your terms. The strength of that defense is measurable. Across 18 qualifying matches, Paraguay surrendered only 14 goals, one of the lowest totals in the history of the South American format. When they recover the ball, it goes through Damian Bobadilla. He's the valve shifting the team from deep defense to a high-speed counterattack. This is the same defensive architecture that neutralized the American attack in 2022. Matches against Wales, matches against England, and against Iran, the U.S. struggled to find clear lanes through a compact back line. If the U.S. reverts to circling the perimeter without entering the penalty area, they will find themselves caught in the same cycle of possession without progress that Paraguay thrives on. Mauricio Pochettino's primary countermeasure is a 3-back system. By adding an extra defender to the base of the formation, he aims to stop the counterattack before it gains momentum, who has been tasked with tracking back to cover the wide channels. This chart highlights why 38-year-old Tim Ream remains central to the plan. His progressive passing and defensive positioning stats are significantly higher than the average for international center backs. Ream acts as the structural anchor. While the younger players provide the speed, his ability to predict Bobadilla's passing lanes is what physically prevents the Paraguayan break from developing. The success of the 3-back system rests on this synergy, the veteran's ability to read the game and the youth's ability to cover the ground when that reading is tested. In the middle of the pitch, Tyler Adams is responsible for disrupting the flow. If he can isolate Bobadilla, he cuts the link between Paraguay's defense and their strikers. Christian Pulisic enters this match facing an 8-game scoring drought for the national team. Because he is the most visible attacking threat, Paraguay will likely shadow his every move with multiple defenders. To counter this, Pulisic will need to move into the half spaces, dragging those defenders out of their preferred positions to create gaps for others. This creates the opportunity for Folarin Balogun. Coming off a season with 22 goals in League One, he has the clinical finishing required to capitalize on the few chances Paraguay allows. Ultimately, the result will come down to whether the Americans can translate their superior possession into high-value shots. Against a low block, efficiency is the only metric that matters. The first 30 minutes will likely be uncomfortable. Paraguay will invite the pressure, allowing the spring to coil as the stadium grows increasingly quiet. However, the cumulative effect of Pochettino's structure and the individual quality of the U.S. attackers should eventually find the breakdown in Paraguay's formation. If Ream can neutralize the counter and Balogun can convert his opportunities, the Americans are positioned to secure a 2-0 result, finally ending Pulisic's drought in the process. Securing a win in this manner would signal a shift in the team's development, moving from a side that relies on individual brilliance to one capable of executing a disciplined tactical plan. There is a historical symmetry to this matchup. The very first time these two teams met at a World Cup was in 1930. That day, Bert Patenaude recorded the first hat trick in the history of the tournament, leading the United States to victory. A century ago, that match was an obscure footnote. Tomorrow, the stakes are at the center of the sporting world. Navigating this game successfully is about more than just the group standings.
It is the necessary first step in demonstrating that this program is ready to compete at the highest tactical level of the modern game.